Are you satisfied? It's already disgusting to dance with the Alrighty, y'all, I'm back. Hope you're ready. Hope you're raring to go. Hope you're ready for some murder. Hope you're ready for some attempted murder. I hope you're ready to see me cry. Who knows? I might cry tonight. Because, I mean, this is a Herlock Sholmes we are talking about. My man, the love of my life, everything that I could ever ask for. Oh boy, I need to make sure I also need to make sure that you guys can see it, you know? That'd be kind of nice. Instead of, you know, going in blind and everything. Alright, here we go. Hey there, Chris! Tiny Deku? You mean baby Deku saying, I am here! When he was going to save his mama? Is that what you're talking about? I love Tiny Deku, though. Tiny Deku is so precious. Must protect at all costs. Alright, so here we are, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the state of play that we just checked out, but forget that now. We got a murder to solve. We got a bona fide murder to solve. Right outside our doors, mind you. Right outside our doors. And I'm ready to start this up right on Baker Street. Now, last time we were here, if I remember correctly, Iris is with us. We have like a 6-year-old with us, trying to talk to her about, hey, so your guardian is in the hospital, and I was told to keep a watch out for you, Iris. And that's what I'm going to do. Oh boy. We have the prison. We have the hospital. But can I go into the actual pawnbrokery? And check out the scene of the crime, huh? So you know what I learned about yesterday? Even better, it's been caught on stream, so there's a clip of it. What did you learn? Please share with the class there, Tim. Hello there, yard boys. What's going on over here, huh? What's going on over here?
This is where it happened then. Last night.
That's right. The two thugs I told you about were obviously ransacking the place, looking for valuables. But, there's always a but.
Apart from the policemen in here, you wouldn't know anything had happened. There's no sign of a disturbance.
No, you're right about that, actually.
In fact, if anyone, it's the police who seem to be the ones doing the ransacking.
Ugh, I know what you mean. They're like a gang of organized criminals, all dressed in black. Organized criminals. Need I say more? Need I say more? Oi, I heard that. What's up, my man? How y'all fish and chips there, huh? Inspector, how y'all fish and chips? Oh, Inspector, good morning. I suppose I ought to thank you for your vigilance last night. We got to the scene before it was disturbed, at least. Shame you let the two rogues get away, mind? Yes, I'm sorry about that.
I thought you'd assigned extra men to the beat around here, Gregsy.
Does Iris have a nickname for literally every single person? She calls the Inspector Gregsy. What, is she gonna call the Vampire Lord, something else like that, too? Call him Vampy or something?
Now look what's happened. Hurley's been injured because there weren't enough police on duty.
He says, don't be spilling your chips out there now, Gregson. Your ladyship. Oh yeah, that's right. He and Iris have a weird thing. No one told me you were coming.
I expect you to take full responsibility for what happened to Hurley and see he has the very best medical care. Or else I'm gonna deduct your pay or something. I'm a 6-year-old and I had that over your head.
Well, of course, your ladyship. The very best doctors in the capital are tended to him as we speak. I love how this little 6-year-old has so much control over certain people. She is 6 and she's a genius. This is the icon of a girl that you love to see, that you love to have growing up, too.
And I don't think it's Rooney's fault that the rogues managed to get away, is it? Chasing criminals is the police's job.
Yo, dudes, I think she's actually calling out the police here. She is making a call-out post on Twitter.com that the police aren't doing their job. #InCap. Oh, absolutely, your ladyship. As you say, ma'am, as you say. The gent in black is totally blameless. Everyone's in agree about that. Right, boys? Everyone's in agree? Would you believe it? He's like a completely different person with Iris. Talk about a personality change. Tim, everybody in this series knows how to make an emphasized JoJo pose. You should have seen the Eggman the last time we played this game. Herbert, I think it was like Egbert? Egbert, that's what his name was. He was the essence of JoJo posing. Oh, where are me manners? Are you thirsty, your ladyship? I don't like this whole personality switch with Gregson. It's like he's acting like an uncle, and it's really strange. Was there anything cool announced at the State of Play? The first thing was we're getting a Resident Evil 4 remake. Then they showed off a bunch of things that the PlayStation VR 2 is going to be having. They showed off a new Street Fighter game, Street Fighter 6. Some stuff about Tunic, some stuff about Stray, and then the last thing was about the new Final Fantasy game. But most of the things that I wanted to pay attention to was about Stray and was about Tunic. Oh, and Spider-Man is going to be coming to the PC, too, in August. So that was pretty much some of it. Perhaps you'd like some juice? Some nice, refreshing fruit juice?
Actually, I'll take some carrot juice, please. Oh, why? Are you thirsty, Gregsy?
I mean, are you thirsty? Are you thirsty? Are you thirsty? By the way, if anybody doesn't know it, I just want to say a big old happy birthday to the one, the only, one of my favorite video game characters ever, Goro Akechi. Happy birthday, my man. Just saying. Oh, now that we're playing the Ace Attorney game, let me get, Sholmes on the floor up here. We need to have that beautiful piece of artwork here, too. I'm just gonna take a picture of that. And yeah, that'll be it.
I have some of my special herbal tea with me, if you'd like some.
In the cutest little canister ever. Oh, would you look at that? When in doubt, pinky out. Glad you follow that philosophy, Gregson. Ah, lovely. Ta very much. That really hit the spot, your ladyship. Gregson, please, get rid of the anime eyes. I don't like that on you. I don't even recognize him like this. What the hell happened? I'm guessing he just has a soft spot for Iris. So, how is the investigation going, Inspector? Nothing to it, really. Very simple case, this. There's some very definitive evidence. We're just about to charge that diver we arrested last night, in fact. Wait, Gina? You're going to charge her? That's right. She'll be able to bring her before the judge at the Bailey tomorrow. Didn't his fish and chips thing get crushed a few moments ago? Oh, no. What are you talking about? Crushed? This man has an endless supply of fish and chips in his pocket. You just never get to see it, because it looks like an ordinary pocket on the inside. He's got a little pocket dimension, is what I'm saying. Where he gets the freshest fish and chips, from somewhere in London, transported directly to him. Right in the pocket. Might have a little bit of lint on it, but still pretty good.
Definitive evidence, you say? What is it? Come on, show me.
Your ladyship, as much as I wish I could oblige you, I'm afraid. Oh, she's getting down and ready.
Ah, I see. You've already captured the pair of thugs who broke in here last night, have you?
What the?
And you're going to put them on the stand as witnesses. Are you?
How could you? How? Because she's psychic, don't you know? We gotta have a psychic in here. It's the staple of any Ace Attorney game. How could you possibly know that?
I had a feeling, that's all.
Remind me never to try to keep a secret from Iris. Ever. So you've arrested the two men who shot Mr. Sholmes, have you? Well, yes. They were rounded up pretty quickly by the lads on the beat. And Miss Lestrade is being held at the prison? She should be. That's assuming she hasn't lifted the key from the jailer, of course. Slippery little thief that she is. So what about Mr. Sholmes? How is he? How's my man? How is my man? Can you tell us anything about Mr. Sholmes? What's his condition? Oh, what happened? Ah, I see. I see what happened. My bad about that, Tim. You'll come back in a little bit. But yes. Unfortunately, I like to make sure that I keep heavy use of swearing and degrading words to a minimum at best. Sorry, I'm not at liberty to divulge that information. Scotland Yard matters are strictly confidential.
Well, I know he's being operated on at St. Signers. Why can't I see him? I'm family, you know. Pout, pout.
I'm terribly sorry, your ladyship. It's the hospital's policy. No visiting it at all.
Oh! Well, I mean, if it's the hospital's policy, then I must attend to the hospital's policy.
The bullet must have hit an artery in his midriff. He's lost a fair bit of blood. Don't you die on me, Sholmes. Don't you die on me.
Oh, no.
He didn't seem too bad in the first hour or so. But a hemorrhage like that is enough to make even the one and only Sholmes pipe down. Mr. Sholmes is a human like the rest of us, you know. Okay? Well, anyway, he's having an emergency surgery right now. I gotta stop the bleeding.
But, He will be alright, won't he? They'll be able to make him better and not die.
Oh, of course, your ladyship. He'll be as right as rain before you know it. It was the strike of the Autobot indeed, Sarah. The strike of the Autobot.
Really? How do you know?
How do I know? Well, because, of course, yes, because Mr. Sholmes is such a great detective. That's why. Yeah, we better pray the doctors have a better grasp of what's needed to make someone well again and stop bleeding. Please. Please.
Oh dear. Oh, please don't die, Hurley.
I'll report to your ladyship the moment I hear he's out of the operating theater. The room, you mean, right? Not theater, room. Inspector, I couldn't help noticing. What? Out with it, sunshine. Well, there seems to be a marked difference between the way you talk to me and Iris. Watch the sauce, Sonny. I'm a cupper and we don't go in for favoritism. Sure, favoritism. When you, decided to take some of Iris's tea and tell her how delicious it was.
But he's right. You do treat us differently.
It's because of those Adventures of Sherlock Holmes stories. That's why.
Ah.
I crop 'em in, don't I? Inspector Tobias Gregson.
Oh, well, yes. Because you're an acquaintance of Hurley's.
What did you write about the inspector, Iris? I hope it's like off the walls, out of OOC, just out of character nonsense from Gregson.
I don't remember really.
It was one of Sholmes' lines. Gregson is the smartest of the Scotland Yarders, is how he put it.
Oh! Did I write that? Did I do that?
Your Bluetooth headphones you had for over a year and a half now have noise cancellation function, but it hurts your head, and you found out today that you can turn it off because you... Listen. Happy accidents don't just happen in art and painting. Happy accidents happen just like that. Coincidence? I think not, I should say. But glad to know, now your head won't be hurting so much there, CB. And you know what that one line did for me, eh? What that single line did for me, I would shake this cup more, but it's filled to the brim with water, and I don't want to spill it on my keyboard. The very next month, my pay doubled! Doubled, I tell ya! Oh, that's amazing. All because everyone at the yard reads them. They read all the Sherlock Holmes stories. They even set up a fan club for me. Well, you can't keep fans down like that. You gotta respect your fans.
Of course, that explains everything. It was around that time that you became such a toady to me.
You blame me? All it takes is one bad word from you and Sholmes could change his tune about me. One bad word. If she ever calls Gregson mean, it's over for him. Absolutely over. Gregson? No. The great detective will say. He's getting quite overrated these days. Think what would happen to my salary if that came out in the print, eh? The whole thing gives me the willies. I can't tell you how many nights of sleep I've lost to worrying about it. You're worrying about a bunch of stories. Okay, Gregson, okay. He's literally worried about fan fiction, guys. If you boil it down, it's really fan fiction of a sort.
But that would never happen, Gregsy.
Every month when the new Rants magazine comes out, my hands are trembling as I turn the pages.
Oh, how awful for you. Here, have some of my tea to settle your nerves.
He's probably gonna drink all the tea at this point. The way he glugs it down with his pinky out. True gentleman. Ah, lovely. How very much that really hit the spot, your ladyship. Teetotal. Teetotal indeed. Oh, yeah. There's something I was supposed to talk to you about, actually, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? What is it? I've got an important message for you. I clean forgot about it until now. The tea had to rattle my brain a little bit. An important message? I wonder what it could be. The important message? What could it be, Gregson? So are you going to tell me about what this important message is then, Inspector? Or do I have to go through a whole procedure to confirm it with you that, yes, I want to talk to you about the important message? Yeah, it's about that young lady who's normally by your side. Your assistant.
Oh, dear Susie, is she all right?
She's at the station, isn't she? Being questioned, I believe. Nope. Not anymore. She had to head off. Head off? Where? To Lord Strongheart's office, of course. He summoned her. Oh, yeah, of course. I'd forgotten about that. And before Iris has a nickname for Lord Strongheart, and it's just Hardy.
Oh, look at you, Lord Hardy. Not a day past 54.
One of the whipstocks took her there in a yard carriage after we finished questioning her. But she asked us to tell you she didn't have the fare for the return journey, and to go and meet her there. She's got a nerve using Scotland Yard as a bloomin' messaging service. I see. Well, thank you for passing that on, Inspector. I appreciate it greatly.
Why did Susie have to go see the Lord Chief Justice? I mean Hardy, the Lord Hardy.
She didn't tell me. But I better head over to the Lord Chief Justice's office to fetch her straight away. You know, before I just happen to examine what all's going on around here.
Alright then, let's see what we can uncover.
Oi! What do you think you're doing, Sunshine? You can't touch anything in here. Oh, but we were hoping to investigate. This is a crime scene, for Pete's sake. No touching. No touchy-touchy.
What's the problem, Gregsy? Runo's a lawyer. You know that.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry, your ladyship. Ever so sorry. The rules and regulations are a thorn in my side. Of course, if Mr. Naruhodo was to have been properly appointed by the accused, that'd be another matter. The accused? If you could show me some representation papers, I'd be only too happy to let you nose around. I forgot to realize. Well, I realized before, but I'm realizing it again. That Gregson is literally our Detective Gumshoe here. Except he's a lot more smart than Gumshoe.
Did you hear that, Runo? You need Ginny to sign some representation papers.
Well, looks like representing the detective here with the correct paperwork is the only way. I guess I can't go snooping around here. Alright, we might as well move on then. So we got the prison, we got the hospital, and the Lord Chief Justice's office. Off to the prison we go, everybody. Suzato can wait. I'm more worried about Ginny right now. Cell number 13. Hi, Ginny. You okay? Hello, Ginny. I'm so sorry you're in there. Hey, no need for the gun grenade launcher. No need for that. No need for that. We don't need it here.
Oh, you still have the grenade launcher Hurley and I made you.
I gotta say though, I feel so bad for Ginny. First, she gets called to be a witness to a freaking Irishman who perished in that fire. She gets accused of stealing her coat, and now she's in here. This girl cannot catch a break, apparently. I wish she wouldn't point it at me all the time, though. I'm not here to cause harm. Ginny, it's me. It's Rinosuke. Hello. Yes. What are you here for?
Ginny.
I have a feeling it's because of us that you've ended up in trouble. Again. So we were thinking that we might be able to help you. Welcome back, Tim. I'm glad that the automod allowed you back in. Have you ever played the Danganronpa games? Okay, so this is a complicated question because I have played through half of the first game. I think it was up to case 4, but I have seen the anime of the first game, so I know what happens and who the killer is and all that jazz. But I have not completed a single Danganronpa game. I would love to play some Danganronpa games. I would love to finish the first game so I can go on to the second game. And if possible, I actually really would love to stream the Danganronpa games. Sorry? You heard, get lost.
Oh, don't be like that, Ginny. I know you didn't do it. You'd never shoot someone. I just know you wouldn't.
You think you know me? Pull the other one.
Oh.
You ain't got the first idea about the likes of me. I'm a thief. I pinch people's purses when they're walking down the street. That's how I get by. And if I saw me chance, I'd stick it to a pawn shop any day of the week. You just wanted to talk about getting allergy testing done today? What the heck did Automod catch you for then? I gotta go back and look at that. I'm sorry you had to get some allergy testing done though. I hope everything came out alright for you, Tim. Just to see what I can lay me hands on. Get it? That's the kind of person I am.
But Ginny!
I'll be in the court tomorrow, he said. Some cove came by before and said he'd be a lawyer for me or the like. Said it was my right or something. But I told him to get stuffed. Stuff it up where the sun don't shine. I don't need no lawyer. I don't need no one. She couldn't be staring at me any more obviously if she tried. Ouch! Ouch! Ow, Tim! That's a lot of needles. That's a lot. Your poor arm must be suffering.
Why are you being like this, Ginny?
Because she's a lone wolf and she don't need anybody to help her. Will you tell us what happened, Ginny? Last night, at the pawnbrokers. There's nothing to tell. Also, CB is very right. Automod will just catch you for simply existing in the chat. I figured it'd pay me, so I broke into the place and started going to the storeroom. But the old bloke walked in on me and... you know the rest.
But why, Ginny? Why would you do that?
Ain't it obvious? The place is full of stuff I could sell for a shilling or two. Diving ain't easy, you know. It's a lot of work. And half the time, you don't even get nothing. Is that really why you broke into the place? I 50% believe you in that, Ginny. Actually, no, 49% believe you. What? Are you sure the true reason wasn't something else? Oh, give it a rest, you! What be the point anyway, eh? Nothing I could say would make a blind bit of difference.
Please tell us, Ginny. We'll believe you, whatever it is.
Believe me? Don't be daft. You can't believe nothing. Everyone lies all the time. You know what? When it comes to liars, I'm the biggest of the lot. I've told some unforgivable lies. I have.
What do you mean by that? What unforgivable lies?
What are you keeping from us, huh, Ginny? What are you keeping from us? I think, I know my roommate Pixel did something like that before. I never done it, though. And mostly because I really never had, like, really bad allergic reactions to things. Like medication, to animals, to plants, to anything, really. I don't understand, Ginny. Why did you send the public defender away? He wanted to sign some papers. Representation papers or something like that. It's all gonna be rigged anyway. The whole trial. It's all rigged against me. They'll pin it on me because I'm a kid. That's what grown-ups always do. Hello there, Arthur. Welcome to chat. We do indeed have the Ginny. My favorite girl. Out of all the girls that I have seen throughout the Great Ace Attorney series so far, Ginny is my favorite.
Why do you think that?
Because that's how it's always been for me. Growing up in the back slums, me whole life. If you do what the grown-ups tell you, it'll get your mates dried off by the coppers. Or worse. I've had it happen to me before and all. Been sold out and nearly snaffled on the back of it. You can't trust no one. That's the point. As soon as you do, you're gone to grass. Dead. Cold blood dead. I'm sorry, how old is Ginny again? How old is she? She is 17. A 17 shouldn't have to go through stuff like this, just saying. Ginny, listen. If you like, in tomorrow's trial, I forget it!
Ginny! Don't you trust Runo?
Nah, I don't. It's okay, she'll warm up to me. It's kind of like that whole found family vibe and trope going on. She'll warm up to me in no time. Look, I'll ask you nicely now. Just leave me alone. How about N.O.? What did you mean before, Ginny, when you said you were the biggest liar of the lot? What kind of... Alright, what big secret is she not telling us, guys? Why don't you tell us what these unforgivable lies you've told are? Maybe we can help. Sorry. We're out of time. They're gonna want to question me now.
Ginny, please.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to give you this. Something to remember me by. It's a cat picture. Oh, it's a cat picture.
Look at that little big kitty cat with the adorable with the eyes and the little nusky and the little ears and the tail and the little baby nusky.
Alright, have a good nap there, Tim. Photographic print? Of a really adorable cat. A really, really cute cat. But not as cute as the cat that lives in my apartment. She is the cutest out of all of them. I found it in one of the pockets of this coat. Ain't no point me having it.
I wonder what a little photograph like that was doing in a pocket of that overcoat.
I didn't think it was cute or anything like that, baka. Anyway, don't bother coming again. Bye.
Oh, Ginny.
Photograph depicting a sweet little white cat obtained from Gina while interviewing her in her prison cell. Are you sure we can't do any? Okay, I guess we can't do anything now. Can I present anything to her? I can't present that. Yeah, let me present my armband to her. Because that'll definitely help. Alright, let's go over to the hospital. See how good old Hurley is doing. Please. St. Signers Hospital, Ward 3.
Hurley! Oh!
There's a note.
He's not here.
No. That's strange. The nurse definitely said he was in the bed by the window, didn't she?
Oh, I know what's probably happening. Or what happened. Hurley was being a big old baby, and the bullet wound wasn't that bad after all, so he's been sent home.
Not so sure about that. Baby or not. There's no question that it was a fairly serious injury that Mr. Sholmes suffered. I'm sorry to tell you, Iris.
Oh.
Hello, hello, what have we here? Hello, hello, what's all this then? It's a Bobby, this ward is off limits, no visitor, no. So, what are you doing in here?
Well, I'll have you know, we're Hurley's next of kin. At least I am.
Oh, well, begging your pardon then, ma'am. So? A little lady and a curious Eastern gentleman. The great mystery solver has a mysterious family, eh? If that's how you see us, then sure. We're family. I'm Mr. Sholmes' brother-in-law, we'll say.
Where is he, Constable? Where's Hurley?
I believe he's currently in the operating theater, ma'am, undergoing an extensive operation.
Extensive?
It had been several hours since he went in.
Oh dear, is he going to be alright?
Well, it doesn't appear to be working, you see. The anesthetic, that is. Oh, how much anesthesia does Mr. Sholmes need in order to be put under? What? I have heard a report that the gentleman claims he may have had a little too much to drink last night. Coffee, that is. Not actual drinks. Ha! Anyway, I think it would be fair to assume that he won't be back here for several hours yet. I see. Thank you, Constable. Perhaps we should leave and come back later.
Oh, Oh, poor Hurley.
Okay, but can I look around and see what we got here that I can go and take a look at? There's a notice board on the wall here. Look. Let's see. What does it say? Thought of the day. On seeing any vermin, calmly and discreetly inform matron. You want to see and absolutely not see what Loopy Sholmes looks like? I want to see that. Like, 90% want to see what Loopy Sholmes is, and then 10% want to see him lying down in a bed and making sure he gets the rest that he deserves. Can you imagine, though? Can you imagine if he was loopy for one of his, great deductions? He does all these twirls and dances and everything, but when he's loopy like that, he just falls to the floor. He's not good on his feet when he's loopy.
Oh, yes, they have rats and mice in hospitals like this that love to feast on all the medicine.
Wait, what? If you're saying that, I mean, I know this is 1800s England, but at the same time, if you're saying that the mice and the rats feast on the medicine, what kind of mice and rats are roaming through the walls of this hospital? And how buff are they gonna be? That or they're either dead.
If you don't deal with them, there's nothing left to treat the patients.
Rats and mice? Oh, I see. This is a rather old building, I suppose. You know, considering there's paint chipping off and you can see the brick underneath and all that, you know.
But the doctors and nurses are all very good, I hear.
I certainly hope so, for Mr. Sholmes' sake. For Mr. Sholmes' sake. Bed. Loopy Sholmes will try and solve something, but there's nothing to solve, so he would absolutely go, the floor is made of floor, and say it all serious before collapsing at the floor. Yes, the floor is made of floor indeed. Did you know that, Renosuke, my friend? The floor is made of floor, Iris. I just can't believe I lost my shit as hard as I did when that happened. This must be Mr. Sholmes' bed.
Poor Hurley.
I know, it looks as stiff as a board, doesn't it? What's better, a stiff board 1800s style hospital bed? Or a bed being made of cardboard boxes? I'll let you decide, Chad.
Oh, I don't think that will bother him.
No?
I often find him asleep face down on the floor, completely dead to the world.
Ha! Dead to the world. Ha! Dead. 1800s England, where cocaine was so prevalent that even the mice can get some. They want a thing of that good stuff. Apparently, even the rats are able to get the good stuff. Oh my God! Don't bring up the water is wet whole argument, because that is another stupid thing I see Sholmes and Naruhodo arguing over. Abso-freaking-lutely. I think I'd call the police if I discovered someone like that. Mr. Naruhodo, I've come to the revelation that people die when they're dead! I freaking know exactly what fan sub that you are quoting. The freaking image, people die when they are killed. Oh my God. There has to be an image of Sholmes saying that out there somewhere. Because it's something he would absolutely do. No doubt about it. So damn, you're telling me that the mice can get up into these cabinets here and just take like penicillin and Robitussin and painkillers and all that kind of stuff. Damn. You know, why can't we have a healthcare system like the rats here have, where they can just go, eat the medicine all they want, and maybe feel better? Guess that means that rats have free healthcare in this world. I wonder what these are. Do you have any idea, Iris?
Oh, haven't you ever seen crutches before? Let me explain. They're for people with leg injuries, to help them walk. You hold one under each arm, you see.
Ah, right. I thought they were weapons of some sort. Because technically you need weapons in a hospital, of course.
Why would there be weapons in a hospital?
Well, I thought maybe a fighter had been injured in a battle contest and been brought here along with his weapons. Insert Smash Bros. Reference here.
That's surprisingly plausible.
I'm glad you agree, Iris? Okay. Well, there's nothing else for me to explore. Might as well head over to, the Lord Chief Justice's office. Indeed, Mr. Naruhodo, here are the facts. When you hit somebody, then you hurt that person. Don't you know? I cannot wait to see Strongheart again. Ah, yeah. No matter how many times I come here, I always get the same sense of oppressiveness somehow. Maybe it's because it's like you're walking straight up to a freaking throne.
Do you think the place is oppressive? I think it's normal.
Well, how so?
I mean, look at that suit of armor over there. You can't take that seriously, can you?
Maybe it thinks the same about you then, huh? Ooh, so everything is clear with regard to tomorrow's arrangements, I trust.
Yes, thank you very much.
There they are. And there they are indeed. Susato-san and Lord Strongheart. Mr. Naruhodo, why do they call it an oven when you, in the cold food, are out hot to eat the food? Are you guys just telling me that freaking Sholmes would just be spouting off present-day memes if he was loopy? Because I can see that happening as well. No doubt about it.
I wonder what they're talking about. They both look very serious.
Very good. There is nothing further to discuss. You may return to your lodgings. No doubt you have much to do in preparation for your return to your homeland. Wait, you're going home? Susato? Wait, what did he just say? Your return to your homeland? Hey, Susato-san! Interruption! I'm coming in for an interruption!
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo.
What was all that about? Hey, why are you looking really sus now, Susato? Come on, fess up. God, big, beefy, freaking oppressive man himself comes in here now. Ah, Mr. Naruhodo. Thank you for coming to collect your colleague. What's this all about? Why are you talking about Miss Susato's return to her homeland? And while I'm at it, tomorrow? Susato?
Tomorrow? But what about Ginny's trial?
You mean she's been formally charged now?
Oh dear.
Yeah, there's a lot that went down when I went to go visit her in the prison cell. There's Susato. Yeah, I need to do a bit of a talking with you here, Assistant Miss Susato. Or should I say Miss Susato? Since you're acting kind of sus. What's all this about?
Oh, please don't concern yourself, Mr. Naruhodo. It's only me going back to Japan. Your life here can continue with that.
That's not what I asked. I'm sorry for the interruption, but that's not what I asked. What happened? Why are you leaving? Spit the truth, Susato.
It's my father. He's fallen ill. Oh no!
Professor Mikotoba? Oh no. If I may. Yes, sorry. It's been a while since I've done his voice, so I'm definitely gonna need to go back and figure out what kind of voice I gave him. You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Eugen Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. We received an international telegram from the Empire of Japan informing us of the news.
10 days ago, Father collapsed with a fever. The cause is apparently unknown. And it seems he grows weaker day by day.
I don't believe it. As you are now aware, the voyage from here to your country's capital, Tokyo, takes some 50 days. I thought it would be prudent to hasten Miss Susato's departure as much as possible. Yeah. Absolutely. Damn. Well, I'm so sorry about that.
I will leave London first thing tomorrow morning.
Damn, I can't believe this is happening. All at the convenient time where I need to put Ginny on trial.
So Ginny has been charged? She'll have to appear in court?
Yes, she was formally charged a few hours ago, and the date of the trial has already been set for tomorrow.
No! Not even 24 hours notice?
Well, Ginny! The Lestrade girl and the murder of the Baker Street pawnbroker, yes. An all-too conspicuous case. Oh, I remember what I gave him. I gave him a Kronk voice. The pickpocket was clearly disturbed mid-robbery and shot the man in a panic. No, the yacht is overstretched as it is, without wasting time on these open and shut cases.
It's not wasting time. Ginny would never do something like that.
Mr. Naruhodo. Oh God, he's addressing me. Yes, Lord Strongheart? In deference of your fine services to date, I shall overlook this young girl's insolence. But I have no recollection of admitting a child into my office. Leave now. Damn, you're dissing off a 6-year-old girl like that? Sheesh.
Of course, Lord Strongheart.
Criminals will tell the most palpable lies in order to evade justice. The police can ill afford the time it takes to unravel all their untruths. Meanwhile, more crimes are perpetrated. Perpetrated? We have far more serious matters with which to contend. Serious matters? Didn't Gregson mention something like that yesterday?
Yes, Inspector Gregson made a similar remark yesterday. I read your mind on that, Mr. Naruhodo. That's how I knew.
It's no concern of yours, though I'm sure I need not remind you of that. Sure. Okay, Strongheart. You take your, blade-edged hair and I'll skedaddle out of here. 3 minutes precisely until my next meeting. You must excuse me. There's just one more thing, Lord Strongheart, that I believe will only take 2 minutes of your time. Which is... it's Miss Lestrad's trial. I wonder if you might permit me to defend her? A timely suggestion! Snap, snap! Sorry? The girl currently has no representation.
But that's not fair! Yes, she may be a pickpocket, but she still deserves a fair trial.
Just like any other. Do not misunderstand me, young lady. The government provides for those too poor to afford representation with a public defender. The accused need only sign the relevant paperwork, and a defense barrister will be assigned to the case. Shinga shinga papa. I'm telling you, that man can whack his walking stick over somebody's head and kill him instantly with the way he does that. However, the young girl in question has refused that right.
So why would she do that?
A question you would do well to direct at Miss Lestrade. You'll find her at the local prison. Yes, thank you. Even though I was there already. Now then, it's time I was leaving. Good day to you. I'm going to walk out with my walking gait now. God, what a day. Ginny charged with murder, Susato-san about to leave. Iris probably crying in the corner.
Come, Mr. Naruhodo. We must make haste. And also Iris. But Susie... You're leaving for Japan tomorrow morning, aren't you? Don't you have packing and things to do?
Packing can wait until 2 a.m. tonight.
As Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, my personal circumstances are of no consequence. My sole purpose remains to help you in whatever way I can.
Oh, thank you, Miss Susato. That's a very pensive look you got on you, though.
I think we ought to visit Ginny first. In any case, I should like to wish her well before I leave. Don't say the L word in front of me, Susie. I don't want to cry. But that does sound like a good idea. Let's go.
If I'm honest, this has completely thrown me off. I'll just have to do what I can. As a lawyer. Mr. Naruhodo, Iris, I tried to cook noodles in the tea maker, and you broke everything. God damn it, freaking Herlock Sholmes, we can't even leave you home alone. Because you're just gonna break everything. Back again, once again at the cell 13. Hello, Ginny. Ah! Hello again, Ginny. Okay, there's no need for the grenade launcher. There's no need for the grenade launcher. What are you not here for now? To have the muzzle of that grenade launcher shoved in our faces yet again, obviously. So I definitely want to go and see a bunch of colors shot at me.
I think I need to improve the way you load ammunition into that thing, don't I?
Look! You can come as many times as you like, but I ain't got nothing more to say to you.
But I'm here now, and I have some things to say to you. Ginny. I wonder if you might hear me out. There's something I'd like to say.
What?
I'm sorry to say that I must reluctantly bid you farewell.
Eh? Farewell?
Tomorrow, I must begin my journey back home, to Japan. I fear we may never meet again.
Right. You're not from here.
I've had the pleasure of meeting so many lovely people here in London. I have so many wonderful memories. And yet, as things stand now, it will be a glum parting indeed. Poor Iris is so miserable.
How dare you do that to a 6-year-old child, Ginny? You're gonna make her cry. Do you want to make her cry? Do you want to have that on your guilty conscience? Huh?
Susie?
Well, that ain't any of my business, son.
Both Iris and Mr. Naruhodo believe you to be innocent, Ginny. They've put their faith in you. But somehow, you can't find it in your heart to put your faith in them.
Yeah, that's right, I can't. What of it? What's this faith bullshit you're spouting about?
It grieves me greatly to have to say goodbye to my friends when they are so clearly unhappy. Because of you.
Damn, pointing the finger straight to her. That's harsh, Susato. My friends are all unhappy and it's all because of you. Like, goddamn, Susato, okay. Sheesh.
Mr. Naruhodo, the best strategy for defeating your enemies is to reduce their health to 0, while maintaining your own health above 0.
Are these Sherlock Holmes-isms? Because if that's the case, those are pretty good. Like, Sherlock Holmes once said,
Mr. Naruhodo, Iris, I tried to cook noodles in the tea maker, and I broke everything.
Or another, Sherlock Holmes says,
Mr. Naruhodo, do you know that people die when they are killed?
Or even, dare I say, Sherlock Holmes says,
Mr. Naruhodo, I'm doing what the kids call hitting the dab. I hope I did that right.
What? It's my fault?
Yes, it is your fault. It is all your fault that my friends are very unhappy. So thanks for that, Ginny. Thank you so much. I have one final request, Ginny, before our paths never cross again. Right here and now. I want you to show both of them that you don't deserve the faith they've invested in you. Only by doing that will you truly be as alone as you claim to be.
Talk about tough love from Susato. Like, goddamn. What are you talking about? What do you expect me to do, eh? Excuse me.
You've told us that everyone lies. So prove it by admitting one of your own untruths.
She's asking you to untruth yourself there, Ginny. Yes. Another Sherlock Holmes once said, Mr. Naruhodo, did you know that in terms of all water-type Pokemon, they Porygon is the most cool, even though I have no idea what a Pokemon is? It was something that Iris was suggesting about, probably for one of the stories.
What about what you said before, Ginny? You said something about unforgivable lies.
You must tell Mr. Naruhodo and Iris the truth now.
That is my last request before I leave. My last request as a judicial assistant.
No. No, I can't. Whatever these lies are, they're obviously weighing very heavily on Gina's mind. Gina, I could be wrong, but is it something to do with what happened 2 months ago? Something about that trial. Why is it always freaking Magnus McGilded? The one in which Magnus McGilded was acquitted? Okay, toss up here. Either A, she was the one who started the fire, or B, she purposely created a smokescreen so that Magnus McGilded would go off scot-free. Or C, all the above. The case of that mysterious murder that took place inside the omnibus. You were called as a witness by the prosecution. Is that what this is about? Yeah. You're right. Because in that trial, I lied. I lied like you wouldn't believe me. No surprise there for me. Will you tell us about it now? I'm ready to hear some truths about freaking Magnus McGilded. Please. Please give me the juicy deets. Like you said, it all happened 2 months ago. The coppers got hold of me and shot me in the witness stand. And based on your testimony, Mr. McGilded was declared innocent. Yeah, well, the thing is, I lied. I lied about a whole bunch of stuff. I knew it! We all knew it, Naruhodo. We all did. What sort of thing did you lie about? Tell us the truth. I am so eager to hear this, guys. I was hiding under that seat that night. That was the truth. Oh, shit. It was pitch black in that little cubby hole. I couldn't see a thing. And then I heard that loud thud. Like someone falling on the floor. And that's when Mr. McGilded discovered you? Yeah. Oh, shit. He pulled me out from under the seat and sat me next to the dead man. You were sitting next to a dead man. By God. There wasn't much light to see by. When I looked at Mian's, I had the calves' blood all over them. I was so scared. I couldn't even speak. Wait, you had his blood on your hands? In other words, it was Ginny that the witnesses on the roof deck saw through the skylight. Oh, shit, it was Ginny they saw! Oh, damn!
Then Mr. McGilded started asking you questions, I suppose. Who were you, and why were you hiding under the seat?
Yeah, it did. Only, that's not all. I bet you he threatened her. I bet you he threatened her. What do you mean? I mean, he threatened me. I knew it. Threatened you how? He made me swear about what I seen and what I heard. And about what he was gonna do after the cove was found dead. He made me swear I wouldn't tell no one about any of it. If I did that, he said he'd let me scrape it before the coppers showed up. God damn. Damn, Jenny. Jenny, you must tell me what he swore you to secrecy about. What you saw, what you heard, everything. The man's dead. You don't even need to worry about it now. He's all a bunch of freaking ashes is what he is. Oh, goddamn. 3 things? Holy shit. You said McGilda made you swear not to tell anybody about what you saw. But you were in the pitch black compartment under the seat the whole time, weren't you?
Yes, with Mr. McGilded sitting above your head, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's true, but it was when I heard the thud of the cove hitting the floor. A little scream, see? Couldn't help it. McGilded heard that and dragged me out by me arm. That's when I saw it. It was on the floor next to the old geezer what had been stabbed. A disc. All bright and sharp. A disc?
A disc?
Do you mean... Yeah, that's it. The one what the D took off me at Windy Banks. The same disc. So the music box disc was there on the floor of the omnibus? Not for long. McGill spotted it straight away. He picked it up, smiled it, and stuffed it inside his pocket. So that disc was in the omnibus 2 months ago at the scene of Mr. Mason's murder. We have another Herlockism. Herlock Sholmes said, Mr. Naruhodo, if your lawyer license pictures with an anime, your opinion doesn't count. You know what also? Herlock Sholmes says, Mr. Naruhodo, your anime waifu is trash. And the bog-trotter told me. I want to mutter a word of it to no one. God freaking heck! Poor Ginny through all of this. Because it was so dark under that seat in the cab. I was straining my ears the whole time. After a while, I heard the footsteps inside the cabin. Presumably that was McGilded getting on board. Nah, not only him. Oh, because I could definitely make out the footsteps of 2 people. 2 people.
In that case, it would seem likely that it was Mr. McGilded and the victim.
Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason.
In his testimony during the trial, Mr. McGilded claimed he slept during the carriage ride.
Yeah, flashback to good old, oh, but whatever, I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always am come to it. The judge says, no, Mr. Sholmes, you can't dab in the courtroom, whatever dab means. No, listen, you don't understand. I think Iris would be the only one who would come to understand what an internet sensation or what an internet meme would be in 1800s England. Something popular that goes off with the kids. Iris would understand it, and then Iris would try teaching the older people about it. Older people being Holmes and Naruhodo. But yeah, out of all these guys, I believe that Iris would be the one who would understand cultural phenomenons to a T.
And your own testimony, Jeannie, supported his.
All I can hear is the Irishman snoring. And let me say, that was a bold-faced lie, yeah? Yeah, that wasn't exactly true. Neither of them was asleep. I could hear them talking the whole time, in low voices. What? Wait, what were they talking about? Sorry, I don't know. The sound of the horses on the wheels was too loud.
But that still tells us something. Mr. McGilded and the victim knew each other.
Business partners, maybe? That's my guess. So McGilded was lying, as I suspected. Alright, what happened afterwards? I knew it weren't gonna take long before someone raised the alarm that the bloke had been killed.
Yes, you were quite right. The other passengers on the roof deck noticed it very quickly.
So when the cab came to a stop, McGilded told me to hide back under the seat again. I climbed in and waited. The two cops from up top ran off to get the coppers. Yes, Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. Right, and after they're gone, McGilded asked the driver to do him a favor. A favor? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. What kind of devious little plan did you have in mind, McGilded? Now then, fella, what I need you to do is take this coat of mine and deposit it with a nearby pawnbroker. And for your troubles, let's see now. I'd give ye 10 guineas. A nearby pawnbroker? You mean on Baker Street? Yup, you got it. It was Windy Banks. The coach just snapped up the money and ran off to pop his coat as fast as he could. So then there was no one left in the carriage. McGilded opened the box under the seat and let me get out of there. But not without conditions.
I see.
Listen, if we can ever get another Ace Attorney game, I want to have the prosecutor or the lawyer dab in court. Or at least have them have like a motion where they dab while they're twirling around or doing their fancy moves. It's just gotta happen. It's gotta happen. McGilded's conditions. So what were McGilded's conditions then, huh? For letting you go free, I mean. Not telling a soul. Not for anything. About what I saw and what I heard. And there was something else as well. There's more? Yeah. This is the most important thing, he said. Oh, wow. What are we learning here, chat? What is going on? I'm after sending the coachman on a little errand for me, with some small change in his hand. Now then, did you hear what I asked him, love? Did you see anything at all? At all? You asked him to go pop your weasel, right? Aye. The fiend's taken me overcoat to deposit with the pawnbroker hereabouts. And I want you, lass, to take the redemption ticket for it. Do you understand? What? You want me to add the ticket? That's right. And I'll come fetch it from you later. Sometime within the next 2 months. Wow! And then you had to go and perish in a fire. You had to hang on to it until then. Is that clear? And whatever you do, don't lose it. Alright then. And in case I might happen to be delayed at all, you had to go to the pawn shop, Windy Banks, so it is. And you had to extend the loan after the 2 months is up. God damn. If you forget, the article will be forfeited and any old fiend could come along and buy it. But I got kind of brass? Here's £5. That should be enough. Do we understand each other, lass? Don't try anything funny now. If you go against me. Yeah, I get it. Good. And one more thing. In a few days from now, you'll be visited by the police. I've no doubt. The coppers? Aye. They'll come asking you to take the stand in court. To testify as a witness. So, let's just have a wee chat about that, shall we? What it is that you might say, and what it is that you won't. McGilded is like some sly-ass asshole who is way smarter than he appeared to be. Hot damn. That's one slick Irishman. The man really did threaten a child with possible death. After he'd gone over it all, I piked it. Got as far away from there as I could. He hid the pawnbroker's ticket in some bushes near the scene. I went to fetch it the next day once it got dark. So McGilded planned it and coerced Gina into giving false testimony. What a thing. I know, right? We couldn't trust the rich capitalist who was saying, "Oh, I'm putting my money towards all the parks and projects in the town. I've got a lot of donation. Oh yes, nothing. No hand behind my back as I'm shaking the man of the mayor or whoever's in charge. Certainly no hand behind my back, like I'm going to backstab people. Certainly not." I bet you're ready to string me up, eh? I lied. In that big old courtroom. I told some corkers. The thing is, he said he would make it so we couldn't live in the East End no more. That's what he threatened me with. I see. The man of wealth, once again trying to squelch out the poor. What a common trait we see nowadays, don't we, chat?
What a wicked man.
He knew everything what went on in the back slums. He knew we had no one to look after us. And we was all just looking out for each other, getting by together.
So you mean Mr. McGilded would have...
In an heartbeat. He would have had a lot of us chased out of there if he'd been wanted. Man was about to make them more homeless than they were. And then where could we have gone, eh? Nowhere, that's where. So, I didn't have a choice. Yeah, you know what? Can we double arson? Let's burn the ashes of him as well. So there's just nothing left. Why don't we? Thank you, Gina, for telling us everything. But I'm for it now, eh? Go on, admit it. You must be livid. Well, you can make amends by doing me a simple favor. A favor? What? What do you want? Sign the representation papers for tomorrow's trial. Eh? If you don't actually want me to represent you in court, you can rip it up later. But we need that paperwork or we can't investigate. The police won't let us. Investigate what? The scene of the incident last night. Mr. Sholmes was shot, you see. Wait, she doesn't know that Sholmes was shot! Oh my god, she didn't know that happened to Sholmes. Oh shit. Listen, we can double arson him, we can stomp on his ashes, and then we can dance on his grave. We can do all three at the same time.
Hurley's having a big operation right now, Ginny.
Is it bad? Is it gonna be alright? Sholmes is gonna be alright. Right? That's why I want to investigate. For Mr. Sholmes' sake as much as anything. You know how much you love that lovable himbo. Come on, Ginny. Right. So what you're saying is, if I sign that bit of paper, everyone's happy, is that it? Something like that. Mr. Sato?
Yes, of course. I have the representation papers here.
Don't even give you a bloody frickin' pen in this here prism. Sign it in nice big black ink there, Gina. I don't need no one to stick up for me, though. No lawyer or nothing. Well, too bad. You found something called the found family, Gina. And that's what I am.
Poor Ginny. She seems so lonely.
Yes! Investigation time! Well, at least this should mean we can investigate the scene at Windy Banks now.
Yes! And perhaps we can come back to visit Ginny when we're done there?
And visit Hurley, please? I feel like we finally cracked Ginny. She's opened up to us at last. And now I have her representation papers. No one else knows just what a responsibility that is. I think I'll go and burn them in the fire. Anyway, for now it means Inspector Gregson can't stop us investigating at Windy Banks. Although something tells me he's not going to be happy about it. Who cares what Gregson has to say? He'll be fine. Damn, we got to be continued. Alright, I'll overhaul that. I will need to step out for a quick moment, guys. I'm gonna get a little snack. I'll be right back. The snack has been obtained, and the snack has been eaten. Ooh, I'm gonna have me a good dinner after this stream, let me tell ya. Piping hot thing of chili's waiting for me. Now we can go back to investigating. Which Pokemon would make the best lawyer? The answer is Ho-Oh. He's a phoenix, right? He is a phoenix, you're very right. You're very right, Chris. You're very right. God, it's like whenever you and CB are in chat, you guys always come up with freaking puns. Puns out the wazoo. How do you have that ability? How do you do it? I can't think of a good pun. How do you do it? Here we are again, at the scene of the crime, with blood on my hands. Wait, where did I get the blood on my hands? Sup, Gregson? Now to thrust these representation papers in Gregson's face and see what he makes of them. Hello again, Inspector. Did you know that I have these papers for you? Do you have a minute, please? What is it now? You should go home and get some rest.
Oh, here you are, Gregsy. Here are the representation papers.
Your ladyship? How? I don't believe it! How the devil did you get that stubborn little ragabash to sign them? Oh, well, I salute you. That is good work. That is indeed good work.
I can see you've been very, very busy here as well. Where's your yarders, huh? How about some tea? It's a special blend designed to relieve fatigue. That was the last thing in my tea, by the way. You can't have any more. I have to go back next door and brew another cup.
Oh, lovely. Well, let's see now. Yes. Yes. I hardly feel tired at all. I'm fit as a fiddle, your ladyship. Okay, so now that we have the papers, would it be alright if we investigate the scene of the crime then, okay? Before you go on and do this whole shindig? Do as you please. You know where it happened. Through that door behind the counter. Yes. The storeroom. That's where I discovered Mr. Windybank and Ginny. Right, well, I'll be getting back to business then. Will you be investigating in the storeroom as well, Inspector? If I'm perfectly honest, we need to wrap this up before long. Can't afford to spend too much time on it. But there are so many articles to go through, it's taking forever. Even the lads work around the clock. Which is a problem. There's another case the Yard needs to investigate urgently. That must be what Lord Strongheart meant by far more serious matters before. So what I'm saying is, don't get under my feet, sunshine!
Come then, let us not waste any time!
And before, like, I find a bullet somewhere? That'd be funny.
That's a music box! Do you have them where you're from, Runo?
Yes, but I've never seen one as large as this in Japan.
Oh, well, this'll be a treat. Shall we have a listen?
Excuse me. And before, like, all the yarders start getting very, very tired and then fall asleep.
What do you think? Isn't it a pretty sound?
It's a beautiful sound, yes. But it's a little hard to enjoy when all the policemen in the room are giving you fierce looks.
Ah, never mind that. If any of them say anything, I'll tell Gregsy to have a word.
Iris Wilson, Superintendent of Scotland Yard. God damn, that's right. There's the article ledger here, and Mr. Windybank's notes, and... Huh? Oh, that's the same photograph as what Ginny gave me. What's this? Looks as though someone has left a little photographic print behind.
Oh, a look on the back. There's some writing. Is there? Oh, show us, Susie, show us.
This girl has not even hit double digits, and she does so much already. Talk about, like, being an 8-year-old and trying to catch up to her.
15th of February, 10:30 p.m. Article deposited, 1 gentleman's overcoat. Loan amount paid, £1. Redemption deadline, the 15th of April, 10:30 p.m.
A gentleman's overcoat pawned for £1. Clearly it was a very fine coat. In fact, I think...
Yes, this must be the ticket for the overcoat that Ginny redeemed yesterday.
And is still wearing, which belonged to McGilded. I would have never have expected the redemption ticket to be handwritten on the back of a photograph, though. Hello, Gregson. This is hello, Super Nintendo Iris here.
It seems Mr. Windybank just used whatever piece of paper he happened to have at hand.
With this photograph of a cat. It looks very familiar, doesn't it? I'm sure I've seen this exact same picture somewhere else recently.
Oh, yes, you're right. Very recently. It's the same as the one Ginny gave us earlier.
Of course! I was forgetting that she gave us that print. Oh, she learned it. She learned it very, very well, Chris.
I learned it real hard to get to this point. I'm the super duper attendant. The Super Nintendo of the Scotland Yard. That's me. Well, what are you waiting for then, Mr. Naruhodo? Get it out!
All right. Let the cogs turn. Yes, they are exactly the same. Okay, all right. You know what to do, chat. You know what to do. This is like one of those spot the difference pictures you find in a magazine. You know what to do. The only difference I'm seeing, and this just could be just my eyes, is that the cat's face on the left is looking one way, while the cat's face on the right is looking another way. Yeah, it's slightly turned. It's slightly turned in the left picture. Well, if the one on the counter was used as a redemption ticket, perhaps the other photograph that Ginny gave us has something written on the back, too. Now I'm curious.
I've got it. These 2 photographs hide an amazing secret.
Secret? Well, what does she mean?
You must tell us, Iris, at once. Do you really want to know? Like, really?
Yes, we need you to tell us all you know about this pair of photographs, please! Okay, hold on. I want to see this, though. Oh! Look on the back of this print here. There's something written on it.
13th February, 9 p.m. Article deposited, 1 small box. Loan amount paid, 10 shillings. Redemption deadline, 13th of April, 9 p.m.
A box. So this photographic print is a redemption ticket?
For an article that was deposited 2 days prior to the incident on the omnibus, it would seem.
Yeah. A small box. That doesn't tell us much about it, does it?
Perhaps it contains some valuable mementos?
I can't help wondering.
Presumably, Mr. McGilded never redeemed the article in question, since he still had the ticket. So isn't it possible that the box is still present somewhere in the shop?
Wait, you're right. Egbert did mention about a box he wanted to redeem the items for. Ah, yes! If it's something McGilded deposited, we need to investigate. How suspicious is this Irishman? What in the fresh hell did he do? What was he hiding? My God! Jesus heck! So tell us about the fair photographs here, now that we know a little bit more. So Iris, about these two photographic prints. The one we found here on Mr. Windybank's counter, and the one Ginny gave us before. What is this amazing secret you mentioned that's hidden between these two identical prints?
Actually, that's not quite right.
I want to believe that McGilded not only might have committed several war crimes and is wanted in every country, but I also want to believe that he's part of some underground mafia business as well. Just to top it all off, get a cherry on top of that mysterious cake that we'll never know about because the man died.
If you look carefully, the two prints aren't the same. Not exactly.
They're not?
Have another look at them now.
Aside from what's written on the back.
Can you see that they're just slightly different from each other?
I think so. It's very subtle, though.
But what's the reason for the subtle difference between the two prints? Ah, well, it's because they're a set, you see.
No, I don't.
This pair of photographs is meant to be used in a stereoscope. Everyone in London is raving about them at the moment.
Oh, that's the thing that Herlock was fussing about the last time we were here. Why do I feel as though I've heard that word before recently? The box contains an embarrassing picture from last year. So that's why McGilded wanted to deposit it. No one wants to see what McGilded did at last year's Christmas party. It was horrendous.
Oh, yes! That's what Mr. Sholmes showed us yesterday.
That thing.
You see, there it is, just over there.
Ah, yes, of course. That magical machine that makes pictures look almost real enough to touch.
Well, actually, it's quite possible to see the same depth in pictures even without one of those contraptions.
Wait, what, really?
Do you know how a pair of flat photographic prints can appear to have any depth in the first place?
No, I have no idea.
Oh, wonderful! Then I'll be able to tell you.
Oh, she's over the moon. Bless her, she's so happy. Should we let her explain, though? We really need to carry on investigating the scene.
I, for one, simply have to know.
And just like that, it's happy time, everybody. Last Christmas, the McGilded incident. The scene of which you would never want to see Magnus McGilded ever in. A never-before look at what the councilman is like behind the scenes.
Have you ever considered, Bruno, how our eyes see depth in the world around us?
Well, I just open them and it works.
But the reason it works is because we have two eyes.
2 eyes? Shocking.
If you try closing just one eye at a time, I think you'll see straight away. What you see with your left eye, and what you see with your right eye are ever so slightly different. You get a different view with each eye.
Yes, the position of objects, or object permanence as we like to call it,
Seems to shift slightly. Exactly. And in your head, your brain uses that shift to estimate depth as it merges the two views into one.
Did you really need to bring out the gun for that? Okay, whatever. She does whatever. She's the superintendent of Scotland Yard, for Christ's sake. She can do whatever she wants.
That's how we can sense depth in everything we see.
My brain really is amazing, isn't it? It does so much without telling me. And yet I don't hold many brain cells in it.
Ah, I think I see. So the pair of photographs consist of a left eye view and a right eye view. Oh, well done, Susie. You're so quick.
So if you can persuade your brain to merge the two pictures together in your head, you'll be able to see depth in these prints.
Yes, Bruno, you're beginning to understand.
And a stereoscope's function is to act as your brain and allow you to do just that.
Yes, but as long as you have two images, two eyes, and one brain, you can actually do it yourself without needing a stereoscope at all.
She's going to prove death is made with 2 eyes by taking out one of yours. Oh no! Please don't take out my eyes. I don't have the Millennium Eye with me here, Iris. You can? Really? So how do you do it? So how do you gosh dang on do it, Iris?
Let's try it. Let's see if you can view this pair of prints without the help of a stereoscope. Oh yes! I'm dying to have a go.
Zato-san really loves this kind of thing. Oh yes, hardy har har, her name is Iris, and her name is also spelled Iris in the case of there's an iris in your eye. We get it, CP! We get it already!
You need to be able to cross your eyes. That's the main thing. Can you both do that?
Let's see. Yes, I can. Cross my eyes? I think I can.
Watch me and see if you can copy.
Picture worthy! Not a single brain, not a single thought going on right now. All she is she's staring right at her little button nose.
Make your eyes do this.
All right, let me try. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh my god, what are you two doing? No thoughts, head empty, Susato. Now, if only we can get Mr. Sholmes to do that.
Wonderful! Now it's your turn, Bruno.
The trick is to concentrate on looking at the bridge of your nose with both eyes at the same time. You know, just don't hold it for too long, or else that's gonna cause some damage, you know? Not exactly an easy task when 2 people are staring at you cross-eyed.
All right, that's enough practice. Now let's try it looking at the prints.
Okay, so how the hell is this gonna go?
Start by staring at one print and slowly crossing your eyes. You should see two overlapping images, like this. You try it now, Bruno.
I'm just gonna have to give it a try, I suppose.
Did the print split into two images for you? Now, the next step is to put the pair of prints side by side like this, and then to try crossing your eyes again.
Kinda does it for me.
The prints should slowly merge together until... Bada bing! They form a new single image in the center.
Imagine you're a detective, you're on the scene of a murder. Two Japanese people and a child waltz in, claim they're defense attorneys, and stand in the middle of the crime scene crossing their eyes. That's what the yarder is supposed to be thinking about right now, let me tell you.
Oh, yes! Mr. Naruhodo, it works! I can see it in the middle now.
It looks so... My god.
It looks so real! Oh, I can look at it all day!
I wouldn't advise that. Your eyes might start to hurt.
Your turn, Bruno!
The Great Deep Attorney. Yes, indeed. The Great Deep Attorney here. The Great Deep Attorney in which, in order to, Oh, derp. The Great Derp Attorney in which, in order to solve this case, you must go cross-eyed while looking at two pictures of a cute little kitty cat. It makes sense. It makes sense in Ace Attorney standards.
Pretend you're looking through the two pictures and slowly cross your eyes. Keep adjusting the position of your eyes until the two images overlap exactly in the middle.
Like this, is it? Sure, let's say he did it.
There! You managed it! So now you know how to use stereoscope images work.
Well, I don't know who discovered it, but it really is quite extraordinary. Do you think we could call this a cross-examination?
CB, I'm gonna come hunt you down for that little pun that you made. I was trying to teach these guys about stereoscopic images, and then you had to go and make a pun. Well, guess what? I have my eyes on you.
But I will give you this. Wah. CB, I hope you got a will.
So what do you think of these stereoscopic prints then, Bruno?
Well, they're certainly amazing, but it isn't easy to get the knack of viewing them properly.
No, some people find it easier than others. But that's why contraptions like this exist, for people who find it tricky.
Oh, I recognize that.
We saw one over there yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, right there.
If I remember correctly, you press this little knob here, and then set the pair of photographs in this stand at the back and...
Wabam! It's still amazing, even though I know roughly how it works now.
Well, London seems to agree with you. Stereoscopes are very popular at the moment. You could say they're like all the rage, as some of the youngins my age call it. You can find one of these folding contraptions in lots of households in the capital currently.
But if these little machines are so affordable, surely there's no need to go around staring cross-eyed at pictures like you hate them.
But it's fun, Naruhodo! But it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect with your own eyes. Well, I think so in any case.
Stereoscopic pictures. I'd never even heard of them until yesterday. I certainly learned a lot about them, but I wonder if it's knowledge that I'll ever actually need. And before that's freaking foreshadowing for something else. Is that all you have to say to me, Iris? Is that all you have to say? Okay. Police are scouring every inch of this place, by the look of it. Instructions from the yard to examine every article in the shop and every ledger and book of accounts. Every article? But that's a ridiculous amount of work, surely. Oh, he's been hard at it ever since the shop was declared a crime scene in the early mornings. Well, sisters do it on all shifts at least. Still. We'll be working through the night, that's for sure. And even then, we'll barely have scratched the surface. Crime and pawnbrokers. It must be every policeman's worst nightmare. Oh, it's every copper's worst nightmare, you know. Crime and pawnbrokers. I love how he just clipped right back to the book. He wasted no time at all. That ledger that's open on the counter there really is enormous, isn't it? It must be an awful lot of work to keep track of all these hundreds of items in pawn.
It's too much to think about. Better to sell it all and have a clear head if you ask me.
But clearly Mr. Windybank was very careful when it came to the articles in his care. Okay. Anything I can choose up over here? We'll go through the door a little bit later. I was hoping there'd be something down here with the broken glass. But I guess not. Okay, I already checked you. Ooh. I saw something. Where? There.
These cells are where the pawnbroker puts articles that have been forfeited on display for customers to buy.
Yes, it's a really strange miscellany, isn't it? I mean, who would buy this horse statue, for example?
Well, sometimes you can find some real treasures among all the junk, you know.
Sure.
Are you alright, Runo?
Oh, it's just, well, it looks like a collection of useless junk as a whole, but when you pick out individual things, I mean, you can't help wishing you owned them. Even that weird-ass horse statue over there.
That's exactly how the pawnbroker works. They're very clever.
Clever. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Ah, yes. This is that strange contraption that lets you see pictures of things as if they were right in front of your eyes. It makes you think. Mr. Sholmes gleefully showed it to us yesterday. We were blissfully unaware that any of this was about to happen. Well, they say good things must come to an end, Naruhodo, and unfortunately, your good time had to come to an end. Alright, anything else? This over here. I'm fairly sure this contraption was here yesterday as well. Here we are. Well, I'm not confident I can get it closed again.
Oh, yes! That's a folding stereoscope.
Really? This is a stereoscope? It's not like we had this conversation like 5 minutes ago or something. Mr. Sholmes showed us a picture yesterday that you were supposed to be able to see in 3 dimensions. But for that, he used the great big contraption over there.
Oh, well, that's for use in public houses and places like that. It contains a carousel with all sorts of pictures inside. But this little thing is a much simpler design for use at home. There are special shops selling prints you can use in them. I have a little collection myself.
I wonder if I can make money out of these in Japan. It would be keeping my toilet sparkling clean anyway. Hello there, Bobby. This officer has been staring intently at the wall since before we came in here. Shh! Keep it down! Oh, sorry. It's a major clue just here.
Really? Then we must tell Grexy about it.
But as soon as I report it, that'll be it. I'll be stuck here even longer. Stuck here? What do you mean? I've been home in 2 days already. I need another constable to relieve me and take over my shift. Ha! They really have a tough time, the British police.
That doesn't stop us investigating, though, does it?
No, I suppose not. I'm fairly sure it was the calendar he was peering at. Yeah, this blood-soaked calendar. Ah, look there. Wait, it's a bullet hole, but I think I see the bullet in it too. Yeah, the bullet's still lodged in there. Yep, I just read the text. Presumably, Mr. Windybank wasn't practiced with his revolver in his spare time.
Ah! Well... Mr. Sholmes likes to practice in his drawing room whenever he can. He's very patriotic like that.
Sorry?
It's all there in The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, you know. Isn't that right, Iris? Did I write something like that? Partially in jest, perhaps. In jest? Well, he doesn't do it often. It is quite a dangerous pastime.
He doesn't do it often? He shouldn't even do it once! Bullet hole, more like bullet hole. I mean, that is a whole bullet right there. They got a whole ass bullet that they can use for evidence.
Forget that for now, Bruno. Let's examine this bullet.
Just gotta carefully maneuver it out. What's that around the bullet hole? Is it blood? A suspicious red stain on the calendar. No, it's definitely ketchup. I think it's ketchup, guys.
Aha! I may well be able to help with that.
What?
There's nothing like the sight of blood to get the blood pumping, is there, Bruno?
I'm sorry, what? I have a feeling I'm not as bloody-minded as you, Iris. You are 6 years old. Why are you saying this? 6 years old, right? Let me get my ages right. 10! My bad. She is 10. I don't know why I keep thinking she's, like, younger. She's 10. I'm afraid the sight of blood makes my blood run cold.
There you have it, you see? When it comes to blood, we're all different types. Like me, I'm O.
Yes, what a scientific observation.
So you need this.
No, what is that scary looking thing? What is that gun you have in your hand?
Haley and I haven't actually come up with a name for it yet. But as soon as you see it in action, you'll understand what it does.
She's pointing the gun. Everybody get down! It turned it green. Huh. Iris, I enjoy the sight of murder. She just enjoys the sight of blood. She just likes blood sometimes, guys. What message? About ingest, I don't think you should be eating that kind of stuff? Or the bullet hole, more like bullet hole? Because I did. I did, CB. And you know what? Nope. Nope. Not doing it. Not doing it.
There! Does it make sense now?
Yes. I think I'm starting to understand.
Good! It works on the principle that different people have different types of blood, you see. Yes! How wonderful! The chemical it fires combines with the blood and makes it change color. So you can identify whose blood it is that you're looking at in the flash. Oh, what a fabulous invention, Iris. Isn't it? I bet Ginny would say it's bleeding great.
I'm surrounded by people who make puns everywhere. I'm surrounded by them. Damn you. So, whose blood are we looking at then? Or didn't you think that through, Iris?
Well, all the chemical does is turn the blood a different color, so... just find someone whose blood turns the same color and you'll know who it belongs to. In a flash.
It's more like two flashes, really, isn't it? You use the chemical on a blood stain, and it does turn it a slightly different shade of red. It goes from blood red to tomato red. Boom! You got it. You can identify whose blood it is.
One flash or two, this could well turn out to be a very valuable clue.
You just rhymed! Susato just rhymed at me! I can't escape anything! The puns, the rhymes, everything is all around me. Our familiar faces. Worn out places. Worn out faces. I can't escape. At all.
So we must make a note of it in the court record.
Blood sample. Taken.
Let's keep testing and adding the results of any other blood analysis to the portfolio. As long as I have Regent left, sure.
Okay, now what else can I do over here? What's this? Green blood. It just seems wrong somehow.
Oh, there are all sorts of different colors. There are pretty pinks and purples too, you know. Like I said, everyone's blood is different.
I wonder what color my blood would turn out. Actually, I don't want to know. I'll be like putrid pink or something. Or slime green. That one was a different kind of green. Alright, did I look at everything over here? I think I did. Which leaves us with door number 2. There is, Chris, there is blood on one of the pictures I have. I believe it's, not that one. I believe it's this one. See? Actually, you know what? Let's take a look. Now that I'm here, let's take a look.
Mr. Naruhodo, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's something rather troubling here.
I have noticed.
The red smear, you mean?
Yes. It looks like blood, doesn't it? I wonder if Susato-san had picked up on that. Well, in that case,
Yes, we need Iris.
we should show this to her before we forget. Oh! Alright. I'll have to do that later then.
Behind that door is the storeroom, isn't it? That's what Grexy said.
Yeah. And that's where I saw that dreadful scene last night. Through the little window in the door. Someone out cold. And Ginny with a pistol. Mr. Windybank face down on the floor with Gina beside him.
As the accused's legal representative, you have the right to examine the scene, Mr. Naruhodo. We must make a thorough investigation.
Yes, of course. And we will. Behind that door, that's the real scene of the crime. And good old Iris is ready and raring to go.
Don't worry, if there are clues in there, I'll find them.
Now here's the question. Can I present this to Iris right now? Doesn't look like I can. Does not look like I can. Alright. Okay, so everything has already been said. Okay. So there's something we might have missed? Or we talk to Iris. We talk to Iris after this then. Okay, let me see if I can talk to Iris again. Or what if I present her with this? Hey Iris, take a look at this.
Oh, that looks like blood.
I would say it's from a gloved finger. Almost certainly a glove made of leather.
Well, don't worry, Runo. You can leave the rest to me.
Shoot the paper, why don't you? Oh, it's purple. Look at that.
Yes, that's a color we haven't seen before, isn't it? We simply must add it to the portfolio of blood samples. It could be an important clue. Although, it would be nice to find out whose blood these different colors correspond to at some point.
At some point, meaning later on. Maybe in the trial, who knows? Well, this particular stain of blood.
Oh! You've an idea, haven't you? Do you know whose blood this is?
Maybe. I'm gonna say I think I do. Yes, I have an idea whose blood it is. Not from the color it turned, but with a little deduction.
That's right. I think it's clear.
Iris, you know as well?
You first, Runo. Who do you think it belongs to?
I'm gonna say Windybank. Because that makes the most. This was the one that was. There's an issue from the pawnbroker owned by the victim, which made that's what looks to be a bloody finger mark. Which one was the one that was given to us by Gina? Wow, I am at a loss here. It's not Mason, I know that. And it's not McGilded. I'm gonna say Windybank. I'm gonna say Windybank. Because I don't know.
You think somehow it could be Mr. Windybank's blood?
Well, he would have been the last person to have handled the ticket. Sometimes the simplest answer is the right one.
But Mr. Windybank had no injuries. Before he was shot, that is. We're trying to work out who the blood came from. so we can rule out anyone who hadn't been bleeding straight away.
That's right, a leather glove. Yes, of course.
Perhaps it's not a concept you can really grasp unless you bled before yourself.
Funnily enough, I have accidentally cut myself before. But thanks for the mildly threatening advice, Iris. I'll have to think this through some more. Who do we know was bleeding at the time? Wasn't Windy Bank. Does Gina wear gloves? I don't think she does. It's not Mason. It's not Windy Bank. It can't be Mason because he already died. I don't think it's Gina. It was someone who was already bleeding at the scene of the crime. I don't know. Oh, you're saying it could be stained blood? Well, I mean, maybe if that's the case, if it's still stained on there after so long. I wonder if it's Mason. Thrice fired Mason?
You don't sound very sure of yourself, the way you trailed off there.
Well, it was 2 months ago now, that case. And of course, I'd never met the victim, so I'm struggling to remember his name. And you know what he looked like. He was definitely thrice fired, though.
The victim of the omnibus case? Yes, his name was indeed Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason. But that would mean that his bloodstain was left on the ticket 2 months ago.
Yes, I think it was. Gina brought this ticket here to Windy Banks yesterday. I'm suggesting that the bloodstain was already on it at that time.
So it's a smear of blood from the time that Mr. Mason was killed 2 months ago.
McGilded was once fired, but I wish to change that. I mean, he was! He went up in flames pretty fast. Pretty fast. I'm telling you, CB, it is always during the Ace Attorney streams that you just come up with all kinds of puns left and right. Always the Ace Attorney streams.
Something else is coming to me now. Mr. McGilded was also wearing leather gloves that night.
Was he? Now I ask you, what's good-hearted soul would it rush to have a fella bleeding from his stomach? Oh shit, that's right! The dirty leather gloves! I was about to start worrying about my gloves now as I reached out to give them out of hand. See, I'm telling you, that case was so long ago for me, I completely forgot about it. I completely forgot the evidence that I used. It certainly does look like a leather-gloved thumbprint to this mark. But we know that Mr. McGilded had no injuries at the time, anywhere on his body. From which we can conclude that any blood on the glove belonged to the victim, Mr. Mason. Apparently they do give you the best fuel.
Mr. Naruhodo, you sound just like Mr. Sholmes.
minus the quirky slip-ups, I hope. And the himbo energy.
Yes, I think you're right, Runo. Very well. Let's make a note of this.
Alright. The blood stain on it has been identified as Mr. Mason's. And the blood sample portfolio has been updated. Okay, so now can I move back to the Windy Bank storage room? Yes! God damn, freaking love the chalk outline. I love that so much right there. This is really cute back here, I'll say. Poor Iris. She's clammed up completely.
Iris is bound to find this difficult. After all, Mr. Windybank's life was taken in this very room only last night.
I hope Magnus got a huge freaking lump of coal for Christmas. One big enough to stuff inside of his giant-ass hat. Wait, Inspector! Why is it now, Sunshine? You took one look at me and tried to run away. You think a Scotland Yard inspector would run away from some jumped-up little defense lawyer, do ya? Or is it because Iris is about to go and cry? Well... Never seen her ladyship looking like that before is the thing. I didn't know what to say to her. So you weren't running away from me, you were running away from a 10-year-old. Sure, okay.
I'm afraid this is all a little too much for young Iris. Some gentle reassurance might go a long way, perhaps, Inspector.
Eh? Come on, that's a 10-year-old that's about to cry right now, Gregson. You can say something. I believe in you. I believe in you. Don't trouble yourself unduly, your ladyship. I mean, at least you're not dead, are you? He tried. I'm gonna give him a solid 4 out of 10. He tried. He tried his best. I don't think that went very well. Why? Look, I'm in the middle of an investigation here, Sunshine, and I told you not to get under my feet. I'm not. I'm not under your feet. I'm standing in front of you is what I am doing.
And we have investigating to do ourselves.
Yes. I'd like to hear more of what the socially inept inspector has to say.
Oh, Hurley.
And inquire into how Mr. Sholmes' operation is going. Yeah, mister. Tell us. So, Inspector, what did you make of the crime scene here, huh? Psh, you've got eyes, haven't you? Use them. It is what it looks like. Nothing more, nothing less. Iris, could you lend me a hand?
So, Gregsy, what do you make of the crime scene here?
Wow, Naruhodo is already using Iris to his advantage. Way to look at the guy trying to use his assets. Oh, yes, your ladyship, do allow me to humbly explain. Last night at shortly after the hour of 1 o'clock in the morning, Scotland Yard police attended the scene. The one and only door to the storeroom was found locked from the inside. So it was locked from the inside.
The lock appears to be broken now, though. Was that the police officer's doing?
Quite right, ma'am, quite right. We took the liberty of smashing the door in as humbly as possible.
Oh.
As you can see, the victim was discovered prostrate on the floor, thuswise. It's a new thing that Vianosky has in his inventory. You know, he has the armband, he has the photograph, he has the blood samples, and then he just has a picture of Iris. Use the child! And next to the aforementioned body, we discovered the vile gutter child.
Are you talking about Ginny? She's my friend, you know, Inspector.
Miss Estrada. The hapless girl was curled up on the floor, dead to the world. I mean, she's still alive, you know. She's not dead. Yes, when I saw her, she appeared to be unconscious. And I'm afraid to say, she had the gun that was used in her hand.
No!
Which is still lying there, apparently. You didn't bother to pick it up. Presumably, it's the gun that's still down there on the floor now. In her pocket, we found the key to the door as well.
What?
What? The key to the storeroom?
And you say the storeroom had been locked from the inside, Inspector?
Correct. All of which leaves her ladyship's friend in something of a sticky situation, I'm afraid. I'm so sorry, Iris. Obviously, my personal opinion is that it's all some sort of misunderstanding. Oh, yeah, of course it's Inspector. Yeah, of course it is. So how's the operation going, huh?
Grexy, do you know anything about Hurley? Is the operation finished? Is Hurley alright, is he?
This man is going through so much now because he does not know how to comfort a small child. How do you comfort a small child in the fact that you're investigating a crime scene where a man died, and that your guardian is going through a life or death kind of operation right now? Gregson, I bet you're gonna do well with kids someday. I bet he is.
Don't mince your words, Inspector. Please. You don't mean to say that Mr. Sholmes is...
No. The operation's done and dusted. It's just that, well...
Out with it before I do a Susato takedown on you!
Yes, ma'am. No Susato takedown for me. They used something called a general anesthetic. It's the latest thing. Renders the whole body insensitive. Whole body? Anesthetized? Is that even possible? It means the operation can be completed while the patient is fast asleep.
Goodness, in the Empire of Japan, we can just manage to provide laughing gas for a tooth extraction.
Ah, yes, the old laughing gas technique. The trouble is, the latest thing isn't always the greatest thing, if you follow my meaning. They couldn't get the medication to work at first, so it took hours for him to nod off, or so I hear. And now that the op's finished, they can't get him to wake up, apparently. Damn, how much did they have to put Sholmes under? What kind of a bear of a body does he have?
Oh my!
No one knows if it's the anesthetic still in his system, or if the bloke's just plain exhausted. But anyway, all we can do is stand back and watch until he comes round again.
Hurley?
The moment he opens his eyes, your ladyship, I swear I shall get word to you. What a surprise. Even in matters of life and death, Mr. Sholmes has to do things his way. It's always the Sholmes way, no matter what. Look at all these articles that have been deposited. The room is stuffed full of them.
I can't believe how many there are! A bicycle, a gramophone, musical instruments, even some enormous paintings. Look!
pieces of different people's lives, quietly gathering dust in here together. There's something very peaceful about the atmosphere in here. Or at least there would be if not for the chalk outline on the floor and the policemen shuffling around. Not much I can do about that, sunshine. Yeah, you try your best, Gregson, you try your best. What's this? Out of all the articles in this storeroom, this is the only thing that shows any sign of being ransacked. Oh shit, is that what I think it might be? What is it, Iris?
That's the box file that my manuscript was being kept in.
Oh! Iris's unpublished story. The Hound of the Baskervilles. Surely that's not what all this? Sure about that? Sorry, Iris. But if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you.
We must check inside the box at once. Yes.
Look how tiny both of them are. Freaking Iris comes up to Susato's shoulders. At least the hair does.
It was there. Iris's story was there.
Really? It was? Oh, that's good news, isn't it, Iris?
Yes. I mean, of course I believed Hurley when he said he deposited here, but still. It's a relief to actually see it.
Really? Because that's not a very well hidden frown. And the manuscript has been entered into the court records. I have to take a look at that later. Like right now, I'm curious. The Hound of the Baskervilles, Iris Wilson. Neato. The Hound of the Baskervilles. How did Susato-san know the exact title of this unpublished story? And how come she won't say a thing to me about it? I suppose I'll just have to wait until she's ready to explain it to me.
I'm so sorry.
Well, there's nothing we can look on here except for the very, very pretty signature by Iris. Is there more you had to say? Okay, there wasn't any more you had to say. So... check all around. So hey, how about this pistol that's on the ground? Sorry, my bad. A revolver. A real revolver too.
And quite possibly the murder weapon used to take Mr. Windybank's life. What's the matter, Susie? You and Bruno look like you're about to faint. Well, it's just that I've rarely seen a gun in the flesh.
And I've had issues with guns in the past. That don't involve you and Iris at all. That does not involve you. Not you whatsoever. But anyway, we saw Mr. Windybank with this yesterday, didn't we? Yes, we did. Ah! I shall have to take my own life! It must be the same gun. And last night, when I looked through that spy hole in the door to the storeroom here, that was the same gun I saw, excuse me, in Ginny's hand.
Mr. Windybank told us that he only ever had a single bullet loaded in his revolver, didn't he?
Well, I guess the luck ran out on him then.
Well, it's empty now. The one and only bullet he had in his gun has been fired.
So we can be fairly certain that only a single shot was fired from his revolver. Good to note. Now about the bloodstain. The police have marked the position of the body with a chalk line. What a great chalk line you guys got.
Poor Mr. Windybank. He was a nice old man.
Well, he was shot just once, through the heart. Most likely, the fellow died instantly. He wouldn't have felt a thing. God damn, shot through the heart. And Gina's to blame, 'cause they give love a bad name. Wow! This must be his blood then.
Ah! I don't like to ask at such a wretched time, Iris, but I wonder if perhaps...
She's ready and raring to go.
Don't worry, Susie, I'm ready for action.
All right. It's blue. So now we know the color the chemical turns when it reacts.
So, now we know the color the chemical turns when it reacts with Mr. Windybank's blood. And it doesn't match our analysis of the blood stain we found in the main shop. No, but let's add this sample to the others we've already collected anyway.
That is 3 blood samples there. I'm guessing there's nothing else around here for us to look at. Iris?
Don't worry, I'm alright. But we must find the true culprit. Yes, absolutely.
Well, if this is all we can look in here for, considering revolver and all this stuff, okay. I don't think I have to present anything to him. We've all talked about that, so I guess we can move out to the main shop. We looked all around here, too. Everything here we got. Do you think an actual court would accept this color-changing blood as evidence? Back in their time, who knows? It could be possible. And I think it probably will be possible. I wonder if we can leave from here. Or, you know what? 1, 2. I wonder, could that be Sholmes's blood? No opinion? No opinion. That's fine. But he'll take some tea either way. He'll take the tea and he'll drink it as well. You really like your tea, don't you? Yep. Lovely. So very much. That hit the spot. I guess that means pretty much got everything here. Oh, you know what? The manuscript is here, but how comes we didn't put the gun in as evidence? Yeah, how come we didn't put the gun in as evidence? You would think... You would think, but I guess not. Alright, might as well. What if we go... If we go to the hospital? Maybe... Okay, he's not here. He's not ready yet. So, there definitely must be some more things that we had to do inside the pawn shop. Or, what if we... Not the Lord Chief Justice, we don't need to go there. What if we get to the prison? Aha! We've head to the prison! Gina doesn't appear to be here.
I believe she must be in questioning at the moment. Oh, but wait a minute.
What is it, Iris?
Well, if you examine the scene here carefully, there's another possibility, isn't there? Ginny could have slipped the key from the jailer when he wasn't looking and escaped.
Oh my! Yeah, that seems up her alley. Absolutely. But why would she do something like that? It would only make her situation worse.
Calm down, Bruno. I was only joking, of course. Ha ha. Not like I would have rooted for her or anything, for her to escape out of here. Yeah, you know, not like I would have rooted for her or anything.
Oh. You had me worried there. I thought it was a great deduction.
Yes, it must be your way with words, Iris. You're so wonderfully persuasive. Perhaps you don't fully understand the weight of your words carry. Oh dear, I'm sorry. I suppose a light-hearted great detective is a contradiction in terms.
Well, in the same situation, I'm sure Mr. Sholmes would just have thrown his head back and guffawed. You know how he goes, ha 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 ha!
I'm not entirely sure that's helpful, Mr. Naruhodo.
Well, anyway, it looks like we won't be able to talk to Ginny for a while. We should try to make progress with our investigation in the meantime.
Yes! Come along then, Bruno! Come along, Susie!
Alright, so we definitely need to do something more in the back storeroom, perhaps? What if we present something? What if I present this to you? Aha! Is that what I think it is? Your ladyship's latest?
Yes! My latest story. It's called The Hound of the Baskervilles.
How almost fascinating title, your ladyship. Fascinating. And I suppose. Would there be any mention of my humble self in the tale this time? Just so he can get double pay.
Good question. I can't really remember.
I see. Well, why would you, your ladyship? I'll just await its publication with eager anticipation. You needn't worry, Inspector. I'm sure if you do appear, you won't be doing anything particularly remarkable. You looking to be arrested, Sunshine? I didn't mean it like that. And even if I did, you wouldn't have bitten her ladyship's head off, would you? I didn't miss anything now, did I? The gramophone, those things. I wish we could see what the ship was like. Anything here, the keys, the chairs, nothing along here. And nothing along here. And we got the gun, and we got that. I think I already presented him with this. Yeah, I already presented him with that. And of course he's just gonna have more tea at his disposal. I wonder if we need to move back out into the storeroom? You know, kind of get out of the grim scenery that's happening here. What if... box. Inspector, what do you make of this? Ah, what have we here then? A redemption ticket for an article deposited here, is it? Looks like someone ran out of an office stationery and wrote up the ticket on whatever paper was to be found. And on hand. Yes, this is the ticket from McGilded's overcoat. The one that little diver turned up with yesterday. Oh, actually, no. It's not. Really? Think you know better than me, do ya? No, I didn't mean to,
Bruno's great, Gregsy. It isn't the same ticket.
Oh, well, of course it isn't. Of course it isn't. I never doubted you, your ladyship. Never doubt the little lady, everybody. So what's all this about then, if I might be so bold as to ask?
This is a second ticket.
Second one? It seems that Mr. McGilded, in fact, had another article in storage here at Windy Banks. Now, what do you think about that, Gregson? Was that right?
I think we may need to discuss this further with the inspector, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, good, because he's ever so easy to talk to. Aha! I found my ticket out of here, everybody! See? See? I got one there. I got a pun there. This ticket was in one of the pockets of Mr. McGilded's overcoat. Huh? You mean to tell me... Yes. There was more than just the music box disc, it seems. I should have insisted on the lads taking it back to the yacht and examining it properly.
Well, according to the details on this ticket, Mr. McGilded deposited another article here with Mr. Windybank.
Yes. I can see it written here. Small box, was it?
Do you have any idea where it is, Gregsy? Any idea at all? It's another article belonging to Mr. McGilded. It could be an important clue.
Well, yes, I suppose it could be. Oh, please stop looking at me with those big turquoise eyes all full of hope and expectation.
No, I'm going to continue to look at you with these big turquoise eyes with hope and expectation. Because if Hurley doesn't make it out of this, it's going to be your head, Inspector. It's going to be your head.
Oh, it's still much pressure. I'll lose me marbles. I'll go barking. This is no time for dog impressions, Inspector, or eating like a dog as well. That's enough sauce from you, Sunshine. What, like tartar sauce? There is one thing that springs to mind. According to this ticket, the redemption deadline's already passed, hasn't it?
Oh, yes, of course. Articles are only held for 2 months.
Because why not, CB? Why not? She enjoys the sight of blood for some reason. So why not just give that little bit of edge to her?
Just a little. So the small box will no longer be in here then?
That's right. It's been forfeited.
Which means it could be on the shelves in the front of the shop where the forfeited items are offered for sale.
Yeah, the shelves in the front! We must search them at once. You're wasting your time.
Oh?
There are dozens of little boxes out there, hundreds even. We can't possibly know which one might have been McGilded's. That information's not written in the ledger. Ugh.
Well, I think we should at least have a look just in case.
Oh, of course, your ladyship, of course. Very sensible of you, I'm sure. Ah, this is getting old. All right. Oh. Dong, ding, dong o'clock. It's 3 o'clock somewhere.
Ah! I nearly jumped out of my skin there. How could Mr. Windybank set such a wicked trap?
I doubt he set that out to scare anyone. Ding dong bing bong, just like the Danganronpa bell.
Is that really the time? I think perhaps we should pay Ginny another visit soon.
Oh?
Her trial is tomorrow. We must establish whether or not you will be defending her. I think we should ask her one more time. She may have changed her mind.
I guess you're right.
Don't you remember, Runo? You told her she would rip up the representation papers if she didn't want you to be her lawyer.
Really? Did I say that? I can't remember what happened all of 2 hours ago.
Yes, you did.
I loved that. The girl pose? I love that.
The deadline for submitting the paperwork is fast approaching.
In that case, you better hurry back to the prison and talk to Gina again. Well, too bad for trying to find something over here.
Yes, this is where all the items that have been forfeited by their original owners are offered for sale. That's right! They all got little price labels on them, but there were so many!
I wonder if the small box this ticket was for is still on the shelves somewhere. The box that McGilda deposited here just over 2 months ago.
Even if it were, finding it promises to be very troublesome indeed. There are so many boxes, it could be any one of them!
Mr. Sholmes said that a pawnbroker's was the safest place to store anything. More secure than a bank's vault. Oh, thank you for the hydrator dehydrate there, Chris. I definitely needed it. So perhaps this small box of Mr. McGildett's contains something of very great value.
Well, if that's the case, he'd probably have kept it locked.
So then, we need to find every box with a lock and break them all open. Oh shit, the Susato takedown.
That sort of misconduct would get you arrested. I won't let that happen.
Oh, this takes me back. It's been some time since Susato-san last threw me like this. Well, we done all we can. Guess we just gotta skadoo out of here. Over to the prison. Jenny, oh Jenny. It is almost 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is probably the closing hours. Ah, Jenny, good. You're back. Ah! Hey, would you look at that? She didn't get the cannon out on us. Or the grenade launcher.
The police must have finished questioning her then. Oh, how was it, Ginny? Was it awful?
Oh, didn't bother me. Thank you for the papers you signed before. It meant we were able to investigate at Windy Banks. Oh, right. And? Yeah?
Don't you want to know how we got on? You've been ever so busy.
Do it for little old Iris. She's about to cry in the corner again. For like the 17th time. What's the point in asking? Won't change what everyone's saying. That I did it.
That's not...
Gina, we came to ask you for your final decision. This is the final jeopardy, Gina. What will you take? The lawyer or the not lawyer? What decision? About tomorrow's trial. Will you let me defend you or not?
I must submit the paperwork now if you'd like Mr. Naruhodo to represent you.
Right. I see. She's really lost her fight all of a sudden. But I know what that feels like. The worry is just so hard to bear. Come on. Give us an inch, Gina. Please. For Iris's sake. All right then. Blimey! Give it a rest with the eyes, Iris. So come on then. Fill us in. Who done it? Unfortunately, we don't know that yet. You don't say.
We don't know yet, Gina. But Mr. Naruhodo and all of us know that you are innocent of this crime.
Tell it to the boys in blue. And while we haven't yet managed to work out who the real culprit is, there are a number of interesting facts that we have managed to establish. Yeah? Like what? Well, for example, the reason for you being there in the first place. I think I know now why you broke into Windy Banks that night. Looks like I'm going to have to take some evidence that clearly reveals the reason. And thrust it in Gina's face! Or I could present it to her in a calmly manner, I suppose. No! Thrust it in her face! No, thrust it in her face. I believe it was that. Which I cannot do right now. That's fine.
We already have the representation papers and other documents we need. All we have to do is hand them to the court clerk.
That is, if you'll allow me to represent you in court tomorrow. Nah, don't bother.
Jenny!
If I'm up and check 'em, would ya? Them representation papers, or whatever they're called. The cell ain't fancy enough to have a bin. So, what will you do in court tomorrow? I'll be fine on my own.
I don't think you will be.
Look, it don't matter. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. It's one stubborn pickpocket. It's one stubborn pickpocket indeed. It's a good thing I have this to give to you. Here, Gina. Look at this. Nota. I wasn't saying you could have it. Oh, what's ya? Well, when someone says I can't have stuff, it makes me want it, see? So you better hand it over now. No, I'm not giving it to you. Okay. Something why she was there. Oh, why she was there. It's because of this. We found this in Mr. Windybank's storeroom. The manuscript of Iris's latest story. Ah! Oh, right. Well, that's good then. Curiously, the storeroom at Windybanks showed no sign of being ransacked for items of value or the like. With one exception. The box file that housed this manuscript. What do you say, Gina? It was you, wasn't it, Gina? Who broke open the box containing this manuscript last night. Eh? You were determined to find out whether or not the Hound of the Baskervilles was really there. That's the real reason you broke into the storeroom last night, isn't it? Ah! My hat! Why don't you tell us what happened? Please? Come on. Let it out, girlie. Let it out. All right, yeah, his Baskerville story. It's the latest Sholmes adventure, right? But it ain't been printed yet. So I figured, it's gotta be worth a fair few pieces of silver, right?
Oh yes, at least 5,000 pounds. What?
So, you intended to sell Iris's manuscript, did you? Did you?
Oh, Ginny. How could you?
She says this about to cry for the 20th time today. What? Wait, no, hang on. Of course I weren't gonna sell it. All I wanted to do was find out that the mantle skit or whatever you call it really was there or not. That's the only reason I was in the place.
For Iris's sake. Isn't that right?
Because deep down you care, Gina. We knew why you'd done it from the start, Gina. Of course we did. But
I knew you wouldn't do anything mean like that, Ginny. I just knew it.
well, when I saw the manuscript in the storeroom, it reminded me of what you'd said the night before. You know, I can do a good Scottish voice, see? I can go, Gunners do lot worse than that, believe my bare-faced liars, the lot of them. You just realized it, and that's it, yes, I'm Scottish. I'm doing a Scottish accent. Sure, Naruto, sure. Alright, CB, have yourself a good night, and thanks for stopping by. I'm telling you, that mantle script at Windy Banks. You'd soon see it if you had a look.
If I'm honest, I have wondered if Hurley's telling me the truth sometimes. I mean that I sometimes wonder if he might have hidden my manuscript somewhere. Somewhere I don't know. Even though it's wrong of me to doubt him.
Nah, it's okay to doubt the adults sometimes. It's perfectly fine.
Oh, Jenny, that was so sweet of you!
Alright. I'll tell you why I did it. Just stop looking at me like that, Iris. Those big freaking turquoise eyes of yours.
But they're adorable turquoise eyes, aren't they?
It weren't because of Iris. That's not why I did it. I just wanted to know the truth, that's all.
You wanted to know if Mr. Sholmes was being honest? If he'd really deposited the manuscript at Windy Banks?
It's like I told you the night before. I never had a father. Or a mother, for that. But Iris's lot ain't like mine. She's got a dad, only she can't see him. Ha! She definitely still has her dad. And I reckon that's got to be odd. That's right, she writes her stories. They're about her dad, really. That's what it sounded like to me, anyway. Last night, when I was listening to what you were saying.
Stories about Daddy?
You mean they're not the adventures of a great detective? So much as the adventures of a great detective and his trusty partner? Well, that's how I see it, yeah.
You're so thoughtful and so kind, Ginny. Yes, and we never thought any differently, did we?
Look! Give me the rest, will ya? I ate all this chummy nonsense. Do you hear? I ate it! I don't trust no one, right? That's how I work. Because if you don't trust no one can let you down. So leave me alone. Go on, scrapper. That's not how it's gonna work. Yeah, it's not how it's gonna work. You're just going through some emotional teenage outbursts. It's okay. We've all been through that, Ginny. We've all been through that. I hadn't noticed until now, but it's unmistakable. Right there on both sleeves of that overcoat are some very suspicious red stains. Oh! What? Why are you looking at me like that? I think it might be worth presenting some of our other findings in that area to Ginny now. I'm gonna do a quick save. And unfortunately, this is where we're gonna be ending the stream tonight. For real though, guys, actually. Because I definitely need a break with my voice. I definitely need it. And we've come a long way since we started, too. Before I let you guys off the hook, though, I do want to see if there's anybody I have right now that we can raid. No, which means I'll leave you guys off here. And I know we're getting into the thick of things here, but let me tell you, I'm ready for the next time around. So, thank you everybody who has come to the stream today, who has supported the stream in any way, shape, or form possible, and for those chatting and lurking in the stream. I hope you had yourselves a great time here, and there won't be streams tomorrow, then there won't be streams on Saturday because I have other stuff going on. So, next week, we'll definitely try to fit in some more streams. I know I got a bit of a busy schedule with work next week, but I definitely want to get some more streams in. So, until I see you all next time, have a great rest of your night. Take care out there, drink plenty of water, and keep safe. Alright? Bye, guys!